Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Alliance Live Show number 64. We're super stoked and excited to have you with us today. I'm joined by my co-host and colleague and bestest buddy in the galaxy, good old Maurice, as always. How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. You?
I'm doing excellent. So, we've got lots of stuff to celebrate. Obviously, there's been some changes since the last show. We've made some additions. I did make a video earlier this week about the release of Jango Fett, and I believe you on Operation Metaverse with Team Money made a video about Zam Wessel's rework.
That is correct, yeah.
You guys should definitely check those videos out. But what we're going to do today is we're actually going to dive into both Jango Fett and the Xanadu Blood, as well as a little bit of discussion about Zam Wessel and the rework. So have you had a chance to dabble? I know obviously now that you're a game changer and you're a big boy in the city now, Maurice, and you have a test account. You've obviously dabbled a little bit with Jango Fett. What are your first impressions?
I don't know. If you like Boba Fett, Jango Fett's right up your alley. His payout's cool. I'm not sure he's going to have a crazy impact on Arena. We'll see. He'll be a great TW character. Pretty cool kit. Very fast. Nice speed lead for the bounty hunters. And it applies to scoundrels as well, so that's interesting. You could make bounty hunter teams or like the hybrid scoundrel bounty hunter teams. Maybe throw in Nest, maybe throw in Kira, maybe throw in Zalbar Mission. Like some of these newer characters, they all have the scoundrel tag. So they all kind of work together, mixed match teams. It's gonna be fun. Very versatile leader character overall.
And obviously covering the Zam Wessel rework, you're actually a lot more in tune with what's going on with that than I am. So what do you think about her rework? I mean, is she now a much more viable option for this team? Am I making a mistake by not having her in here right now?
I think all the bounty hunters, I think they've done a nice job of making all the bounty hunters useful. Zam, basically, they made her kit relevant. Like, she's always had that second binocular move, the electro goggles. It didn't really do anything. Like, it gave evasion down and one expose and turn mirror to herself before, but now she has two AoE thermal detonator moves. And the thermal detonators, you can't cleanse them. So now, once you pop them on there, they're there to stay until they blow up. So that makes her kit even better. I think she's much improved. Is she top 5 bounty hunter? It depends on the team, I guess. Her lead is cool. Her lead is basically like Talzin, with the exception of replace the plague with the bombs. It's pretty cool. It's a fun lead. It definitely takes out Night Sisters. If you guys come across those Night Sister and Nest teams in TW, Zam is actually a very good option for that.
Yeah, no, Zam seems like she's now a little bit more of a player in the field. I wouldn't go ahead and consider her to be the best option, in my opinion. I still think that you get more... I think you still get more utility out of Greedo. I think you get more utility out of some of the others. But between the two reworks, the most recent reworks anyway, with Cad Bane and Zam Wessel, which of the two do you think benefited the most from the rework?
I think Cad Bane got a little better just because he got a nice overhaul. Zam just kind of got tweaked. Her unique got changed. I'm gonna go with Cad, and it's fitting because he now has a pretty awesome ship that we're gonna talk about in a little while.
Yes. Yes. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, and there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, do you think that now that Jango and the bounty hunters all, that we have a tank, we have a good leader ability now finally with Jango, giving a speed leader to the bounty hunters and the scoundrels. Do you think that you could put together some really competitive arena teams with, let's say, not necessarily specifically just the bounty hunters, but let's say with the scoundrels as a whole? I mean, do you think throwing, Kira in there, Emphy's Nest, Jango Fett, now that his ability actually does benefit Scoundrels as a whole, do you think that we could have a really good arena team in the mix with that?
Definitely offensively. Kira's a pretty awesome character, and Zango's a pretty awesome character. I think you can have an arena offensive team. It's not going to hold on defense.
Okay.
I still think Freya's going to be the meta. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully, we can see the pie split up a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah. What's up, Rom? What's going on? How you doing, brother? Yeah, I'm kind of a Browns mug. I don't know, but yeah, that is a Browns mug. You're drinking a Cleveland Browns mug.
Hey man, Tyrod Taylor's the best quarterback we've had since Bertie Kosar.
You're from Cleveland, that's right. That's
we're ready.
That's your hometown. I forget because you live down south now. So you haven't like kind of changed your tune about that at all. Like you're not like a Carolina boy now. You're not a Southern. You're not a fan of the Carolina Panthers.
I like watching the Panthers. Lost today, but unfortunately, if you just have the regular cable, you're forced to watch the Panthers or the Falcons every single week. You don't have a choice. That's what you get. So right. I do watch a lot of Panthers.
Right. Well, my Giants lost a bummer tonight. I mean, I don't want to get into too much football talk because I could talk about how bad the Giants are, how much they suck for about 2 hours right now after that, watching that game. But starting off 0-2 is rough. We'll have to go ahead and hope that they can turn around next week. But they have a rough schedule, so we'll have to see what happens. But getting back to what we were talking about with the Scoundrels, if you guys, first of all, if you have any suggestions that you'd like to see, you can type them into the chat, and I'll try to get some out here in Arena for you. We're going to be doing some mirror matches here. Next week, I'll actually be trying to have my account shifted over onto another shard, so it'll just be me and Maurice and Team Money on a separate account, and then this way we can kind of be a little bit more aggressive with the different teams that we face against. So if you guys have like specific teams that you want to see me fight against, Maurice can set that up while I set up an offensive team, and then it'll be a little bit more smooth on the stream to do stuff like that. But for this week, we're going to be doing some mirror matches here because everybody has Jango Fett in Arena now. We can do a match here against the Sith. I don't know how this is going to work out. I think very badly. But again, if you guys have any suggestions you want, type them in. Again, also any questions that you'd like to have asked on the stream, we will be getting into a questions and answers segment after we do our top 5 and the meta report, so you can get those in now as well, and then we will compile that for later. Obviously, the sooner you get your questions in, the more of a likelihood there is that there's going to be that's going to be discussed on the show. So, yeah, I mean, overall, my first impressions of Jango, awesome. When I first read his kit on paper, I thought to myself, OP. Okay, and then, of course, I changed my tune a little bit after testing him out and things like that. I mean, I thought it was going to be, like, I thought he was going to be super, super meta, and he is. I mean, he's meta, but I'm saying it's like, I thought he was going to be, like, I don't know, the way I read, like, with bounty hunters, getting such an increase in damage and him being immune to damage when he has his payout. I don't know. Like it was going to be a lot bigger of a deal than it was. But I mean, I'm still happy to say that it's a great kit overall. He's a fantastic character, and somebody that I'm sure a lot of people are going to go for when his event drops. Do we have a date on that yet? By the way, I believe it's the 20th. Correct?
1 second. Let me open the game. I think there's a countdown timer in the game, maybe 3 or 4 days. Yeah, the Tempest event, 3 days, 2 hours. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a couple hours after Wednesday night's reset, going into Thursday. So, and it is a marquee event, so you'll get him 3-star. So everyone will have access to him.
Listen, 3 stars better than no star.
Yes. Yes.
It is. And I know some of you don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. Listen, I know that everybody's kind of up in arms with these marquee events, and they kind of feel a certain way about them. But bear in mind, you know, the marquee system is better than the original system that we had. I mean, when the characters first came out in the game, they were completely pay-to-play, and you didn't get a 3-star version of them. You got a no-star version of them, and then you had to buy the character fully, or you got nothing. You know, nobody had a 2 or 3-star Rex when he came out. You know, you had to buy chromium packs and get a whole bunch of shard shop currency just to get that character. So I mean, it's definitely good that we have the marquee system in place right now. You know, so at least we get the character in some version. So I mean, ultimately, even if he's not a viable option for you because you know, you only have him at 3-star or, you know, whatever it is, at least you can play with him in Galactic War or have some fun and just kind of try out the character to see, you know, what the character's about, so that when the character does become a farmable character, you can make that that decision as to whether you know, you're going to kind of shift your plans to farming them. So as we can see here, I am getting kind of minorly handled by the Sith, which I expected. Again, you can win. It's just going to be a pretty difficult battle, and you have to have some pretty good mods on your squad. In your testing so far, have you beaten the Sith with the bounty hunters?
It's not consistent. I wouldn't try to pull it off in arena. It's fun to test with it, you know, on these accounts, but you know, I don't think I'll be changing my arena team much. If anything, I might fool around with some of these new scoundrels. Like once I get mission's awesome. Once I get mission and Zalbar up to snuff, then maybe I'll at least throw them in on defense, kind of keep my arena shard mates on their toes a little bit. But for the most part, I can see myself running Traya, unfortunately, for another couple months. So yeah, until something else comes, this isn't gonna change my setup really.
That damage immunity is cool, but I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like there's still no answer for Nihilus, right? I mean, Nihilus, you just kind of have to have Nihilus to beat Nihilus on a Sith team. That's just kind of what it is, and you know, he's going to gain back a ton of health. So even if you get close to beating Nihilus, he's going to keep gaining health back.
Well, we mentioned Zam earlier, and you asked if she belongs on a team. I think you will probably need to have Zam to increase your odds against Nihilus, because the thermal detonators do the health-based damage, right? So, I mean, the more health Nihilus has, I believe, is the more damage it does. And of course, you got exposures from Nest. So the thermal detonators will help you take out Nihilus, and also Nest. When we tested it, you know, you drop 4 to 6 bombs on Nest, and you pop the bombs, it can just one-shot her, because she won't get that protection up until all the damage is already administered. So it's nice. It's adds some cool elements. I think we're kind of pooing on Jango here a little bit. He's a very, very good character. It's just the bounty hunter faction still lacks, outside of TW, still lacks cleanses, and it still lacks. It doesn't have too much like turn meter removal. You know, Greedo can do it, yes. It lacks some of the major key elements that some of the very good factions have. The reason Traya is so good right now is because of the insta cleanse on all the debuffs, right? So, and the bounty hunters don't really have too many cleansing options, and it kills you, especially versus Traya.
Yeah.
You know, your whole team gets dazed. They get, you know, ability blocked. You know, all sorts of debuffs, and you just kind of sit there.
Drew, what's going on, brother? Also, what's up to Cuzzo? What's up to Dojasa? What's up to Gussie? What's up to Zach? So Cuzzo asked a question, and that's I just want to. I know normally we answer these later, but you know, this is kind of relevant to what we were just doing. If that immunity goes, if Annihilate goes through that immunity, and we just saw that on the match. It actually does go through the immunity. Annihilate trumps all for that. I mean, I don't. That's what I imagine anyway. So,
well, I will say, I don't know how relevant or cool it is, but if let's say you armor shred Boba or Jango Fett. If you kill them and the bounty hunters resolve, they pop back up. They do seem to keep the armor shred on them, so that's pretty cool. So So
Yes.
maybe it's the same with some of these other lock debuffs. I haven't really done too much testing with it, but his payout is awesome. Just giving everybody bounty hunters resolve. Because characters like
payout is sick.
yeah, because characters like Greedo, you know, characters like IG-88, Zam, Wessel, even they're all pretty squishy. So you give them a get out of jail free card. It's pretty clutch. If you get that payout, and it's relatively easy to get. You just gotta, I think it's what, 20 debuffed enemies. Isn't that what his payout is?
Yep.
So use characters like Cad Bane. You use characters like Greedo that can double. You know, Greedo can triple, quadruple, whatever. So you can fill it up pretty quick. Get some AoEs in there. Bosk has that assist move. It's once you clock the team properly and you practice with it, it will be very, very easy to get the payout. So that's nice.
Yeah, the payout is nice. It seems like it's kind of hard to get sometimes. It seems like harder to get than some of the other payouts. Because, I mean,
it's going to take practice, man. Like, we're going in here blind with this character, you know, and just... The true bounty hunter players, the guys that love, like, eat and breathe and, you know, bounty hunter this, bounty hunter everything, they'll figure out ways to get it done real quick. And that's going to make Jango much better. Probably than you and I realized.
Oh,
These
yeah.
are initial reactions based on very limited gameplay. So...
Alright, let's go after Nihilus here, because why the hell not?
Yeah, Tom, Jango does start with the bounty hunter's resolve just like Boba.
We need to get that. We need to get that payout like right now.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Embo at all, really. So it's hard for me to say what the best team behind him is.
Embo? I mean, I don't know about Embo.
Go ahead.
I like Embo. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I feel like again, like he's one of those characters that's he's kind of niche. I think he's one of the like for example, like I think he's a really good character. Don't get me wrong. But remember when Nihilus came out and like his leader ability seemed like really cool, and then we kind of realized his leader ability really wasn't that cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel that same way with Embo. I mean, it sounded like really good, and then like I don't know. I feel like his leader ability definitely trumps Embo's for sure. That's just my opinion.
It's just the countering leads. Embo's got the countering lead, correct? Am I just making that up? Like I said, I'm not very familiar with these bounty hunters. Let me double check, make sure I'm not. Okay. Yeah, like the countering leads never seem to really get it done. Like, how many of you guys watching, if you've played since semi-close to launch, everyone has at least tried to make Imagundi's lead work. Like, you know, the original Imagundi lead, the counter lead, you know, Gar Saxon. People have tried and tried and tried to make it work, and it just never seems to stick. And I don't foresee this one being much different. But this one, the thing about the bounty hunters, they have lots of double tapping characters. Greedo again can just go nuts and go and go and go and go. So it just, the problem with countering right now is if you're trying to face a trail lead, it just zaps your health when you counter. When you counter and go out of turn, your health pool just melts.
Yeah. No, a trail lead, you know, definitely destroys right now.
Yeah, Cuzzo says in the chat, Boss, you know, talking about Bosk and his contract, but I think Bosk still is the ultimate leader. And Boba Fett is probably actually the best leader if you want to run a thermal detonator.
You really think Bosk's leader is better than Jango's?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know, man. Speed lead with that payout, giving everybody bounty hunters resolve. I mean, that kit's kind of OP when you do it right.
Well, okay, let's say it this way. Bosk has the best. If you were going to place a team on TW defense, I think Bosk is still ideal. Now, if you want to run bounty hunters on the offense, then yeah, Jango's is definitely probably the best. Jango's and yeah, again, Boba's good with the thermal detonators. That's really about it. The rest of the leads are kind of you know, it's kind of very situational. But the good thing about it is a lot of the leads only take an Omega. So you know, you kind of have all the leads. You got 10 characters now with Jango, so you can mix and match, pretty much build a team for any situation, which is cool. It's a very cool faction in that regard. Kind of like the old Rebels way back in the day. Like there were so many of them and so many different leads. If you gear them all up and take the time to invest in the whole faction, you've got a do-it-all faction. So
yeah, I mean, they're pretty interesting. See, we got the payout now, so this is going to be probably okay. We got to see what happens here. Let me see what happens when we go to... Oh, Enfy's Nest. Just bam! Gaining back full protection. That was awesome.
L3, see, this is what we were talking about earlier. It's kind of mix and matching the scoundrels with the bounty hunters, and there's all sorts of interesting combos. L3 is cool to see in here. And remember, in TW, I mean, scoundrels get the 20% crit chance, and bounty hunters get the bonuses as well, the crit damage stacking and the cleansing, and they get all three of those bonuses because they're both scoundrel and bounty hunters, so they're much better in TW. It's a shame we can't really test in TW to show really how good they can be with those buffs. It makes a huge difference.
By the way, that was a request for Anditesh. I gave you that that team, so that was what we wanted to try out. I also wanted to try out a little bit of the Xanadu Blood and kind of see about that ship. So have you kind of messed with Cad Bane's ship, and what do you think about it?
Not too much. I haven't really messed with it too much at all. Very little bit. You know, because again, we did that Zam Wessel video, and some of the other guys did the ship. I think it's cool. I think it pairs with Bosk really well. I think we're seeing, once people get these ships both developed, I think we'll see Houndstooth and Xanadu Blood in the majority of the ship lineups. Just because, I mean, they're like there wasn't really a power creep in terms of ships. These last two ships kind of like a power, just like a sprint. It's just like the ships got way better. I mean, Houndstooth is pretty incredible. I think it's definitely better than Biggs now. I was way wrong about that ship.
I love this map, like over Coruscant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a sweet map. There's also one really cool one where the planet looks like it's kind of like broken. It's like scattered off, like it got hit by a moon or something like that.
Yeah, but it's weird. The Xanadu Blood, like, you know, you get the stealth whenever a bounty hunter ally or whenever a scoundrel ally suffers a crit hit. You know, Boba Fett comes off the bench with the crit immunity. It's just like, ugh, that's just a small con. That's like really the only negative to the ship. You know, bounty hunter allies deal bonus damage equal to 10% of the target's max health when damaging breach enemies, and depending on who you're attacking, that can be a lot. You know, you're hitting like a clone sergeant ship, or even like a Biggs, a Sunfac, even Houndstooth itself. I mean, you can do pretty significant damage with that. It's he can double tap just like his character, which is pretty awesome for a ship. And then you can inflict breach as well. So now you have 2 breach ships right away in the game. So they just went ahead and, you know, incorporated this new debuff and then instantly gave it a second one. So that makes it relevant almost immediately. And it does have a target lock mechanic. So you could, I mean, for those of you guys that are still hanging on to your Vaders and, you know, TIE fighter pilots in your starting lineup, to get the Biggs taunt, he could replace one of those perhaps. So it's a good ship. It's a very good ship. I you know, I have mine at 3-star, that whatever the game gave it to us. So I can't really tell the in-game type damage it does. You do have to gear Cad Bane to make it good. So get your stun cuffs ready. So
that's the question nowadays with all these ships coming out, because I do think that this is just the beginning. I think we're going to be getting a lot more ships. They didn't just do all that ships 2.0 stuff to give us 2 ships. They're going to kind of continue to pump them out, I think, over time here. And the question is, I mean, do you think that gearing up somebody like for example, a Cad Bane is worth it for ships?
Yeah, he's pretty good. It depends. Yeah.
Like if the only reason you're leveling him up is for ships, does that make sense?
Just as much sense as it does to level up Tarkin. You know, just as much sense as it maybe you can make a case the Phoenix ships, Phantom, I think still has the best reinforcement ability. And those the pilots of that ship, there's 3 of them, and you're like, yeah, the Phoenix. I think so, and I think he fits pretty well. He's a very good character now. You could use him in Bounty Hunter team. He's really good under Kira lead. I think so. Should it be your top priority? No. If you have Cad Bane, great. If you don't, I probably wouldn't focus too hard on him until the ship's at least farmable. You know, until we know where it is.
Right.
Houndstooth is a tank, so you know it can be used at 3-4 star. I don't know about the Xanadu Blood. I don't know if it's going to pack enough punch to warrant at 3 and 4 star yet. We'll see. You know, I kind of discounted the Houndstooth out of the gate, and I was wrong there. So I don't want to do the same thing again until I actually get to play with the ship in like in a realistic ship battle. Like I can go into these test accounts and then play your team, and we both have like 7-star Gear 12 CADs, you know. But
oh no! Oh, that Millennium Falcon just wiped me out. Okay, I thought I might have had that one. But yeah, no, I didn't discount the Houndstooth. I mean, when I saw. You know, we had segmented the content like we did this last time also with that, you know, and some people were covering the new Scoundrel, which was Aura Singh. Mm-hmm. And some people were covering Houndstooth, some people were covering Cad Bane's rework. And I went for the Houndstooth because I knew when I looked at that kit that was going to be like a meta-changing ship. And you can see now, I mean, at the top of almost every arena, the Houndstooth is there if it's a pay-to-play shard. So, couple things to discuss this week. They did add Bastila Shan and Jolie Bindo to farmable nodes, and actually 2 farmable nodes each. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so, guys. Okay, and that's my opinion. I don't think that they added these 2 characters to 2 farmable nodes so you could farm them faster for no reason. Looks like we lost Maurice there. Maybe his internet went down. Oh, there he is. He's back.
I'm here, man.
Okay.
I got a case of the sniffles. I was trying to like handle that without like everybody being able to see me. Thanks for calling me out there, fella.
Well, I mean, they're gonna see it. It's on screen,
yeah.
You know. But yeah, no, that's fine. Another way to do that is, you know, your mic has a mute button. You can just mute and like kind of be like, you know, just pull a little side move, you know, a little side sneeze, and nobody, you know, we wouldn't be worse for wear. But so they added Jolie and Bastila. So I'm farming these characters up like crazy, okay, and I'm gonna do the same for Mission and for Zalbar and for T3 whenever they drop. I had already purchased the packs for these guys. So what are your thoughts about this now? I mean, do you think that there's a reason that all these Old Republic characters are being put into 2 nodes?
Well, you know, everyone is predicting legendary characters for both the Han Solo, the Scoundrel faction, and the Old Republic. And, you know, it's tough because, I mean, fleet energy, basically, if you hit, now with these 8 hard nodes, if you hit, like Lando, I'm farming Lando and his ship out of the fleets. I mean, that's basically almost a full day's worth of energy. I mean, that's a lot of energy for 8 nodes. And I'm not complaining about the 8 nodes at all. It's fantastic. It's just, you really have to, I don't know, I would farm them out of the hard nodes before the fleet. It's cheaper, crystal-wise, for sure. It's just, I guess some advice would be, if you're worried you're going to miss a legendary event, get Lando to 5-star, then move to Bastila and Jolie. Get all the characters you can to 5-star, then go back and finish the ones you like the best. I mean, for you players that really have been waiting for the Jedi to be good forever, and now it's finally here with Bastila. I mean, you can kind of power farm both Bastila and Jolie and complete your Jedi team So that's nice for those that like the Jedi. Lots of options. You know, it's almost like we're getting to be to the point where we're new players again. Because I mean, I went from having really nothing to farm to having Range Trooper, having Holdo, you know, finishing Bosk now, Visas Mar,
so many.
Bastila, Jolie, just Lando, Nest, you know, all these characters now. You're just like, whoa, just overwhelming. And then they give you the 8 hard nodes, which is great, and then they reduce the cost of refreshing the node themselves, which is also great. So you get a lot of value for your crystals right now in terms of these shards, and it's way cheaper than buying them out of the shipments. Even if you refresh Bosk's node for the 25 and 50 and spend an additional 50 energy to wipe them all out quick, that's 125 crystals. You know, and they're what, 80 crystals a piece for one shard in the shipment. So I mean, that's a way better deal. So I mean, if you guys place high in arena and you have a few crystals to spare, I would definitely take advantage of these hard nodes right now to kind of speed it up, because there is so much to farm. Bastila and Jolie would be good investments to do that, just in the event we do get a legendary event where you have to have all the Old Republic characters 5-star.
I think that there is a reason for it, and I personally, I don't know. I mean, so you think young Lando and them are going to be more? You think you should be going for those characters first, like the you know, kind of like the prepared characters?
I'm going for Lando. I mean, just because I want the ship too. But I mean, out of all the things to farm, their Bastila is definitely a better character. So is Nest. It's more of a, I just want to be ready. Like, if a legendary character comes out, I don't want to panic farm and have to spend hundreds and hundreds of crystals refreshing Lando's fleet node, buying them out. You know, I don't want to do that. So just trying to kind of try to stay ahead of the curve. And if I'm wrong, it's not the end of the world. You know, these characters are good characters. Pretty much all of them. Zalbar Mission are good characters. Jolie has his uses. Hopefully we figure out a few ways to utilize him now that people can get their hands on him.
The stream is buffering.
All right.
So let's hope that corrects itself here. Looks like we're back.
All right.
I mean, at least on my end, it says the internet is good. I'm hoping that we're back on their end.
Okay, Cuzzo says it's fine now.
Okay. Sorry, guys. But, yeah, so we were buffering there for a minute, but, you know, as I could tell you, it's probably Maurice's fault. Yeah, because it usually is.
That's right.
But no, in all honesty, yeah, you're right. But I personally think that the main thing to go for here is for the, I think to go for the Old Republic characters. Ultimately, I think that's where I want to go for. I don't think that I think that if there's another legendary character coming out, from what Mobile Gamers video said the other day, and you know, the fact that it's not going to be 4-LOM, they're saying, I feel like Chewbacca sounds like it makes a lot of sense. That's a good guess. And if it's not going to be, I'm honestly, Chewbacca sounds really cool, but I really want Revan. I really want Malik, whichever one it is. If it's only one of them, whatever. But and those are the characters that are going to lead you to the promised land, right? Like, I mean, those are definitely some of the characters that are going to be a part of that event, if that event ever does come. And ultimately, if I'm going to miss any event, I'd rather miss a Chewbacca event than a Malik event a couple months from now. And being that we're doing hard nodes, and it's kind of it's not the same ballpark, it's not the same world as it was before when we were doing Cantina farms, and you're trying to rush a Cantina farm. You can rush a Cantina farm and get it done in 2 weeks. Can't do that with a hard node. So, I mean, I'm going to be farming. I'm putting my eggs in that Old Republic basket. I'm making sure that is done. And then if I miss, you know, another event, I will get prepared for that at that time. Seems like we dropped out there for a second again. Sorry, guys. But I want to move into now the the top 5 for this week and the meta report. So let's go ahead and do that. So taking a glance here at the meta report, it looks like we have a similar situation to last week. Not much change. For the most part, Traya is dominating the situation. Looks like Palpatine is still there in the mix, but in a very limited capacity in comparison. What are your thoughts about that? I mean, is that what you're seeing out there? It's just Traya, Palpatine a little bit, and Bastila Shan?
Yeah, that's it. And we got one guy, I think, with Rex, and everything else is Traya, pretty much all the way up the board. The guys with, you know, not quite the same mods as the higher end guys on the Shard they are sticking to Palpatine still, and it works. They climb, take their spots every day. It's Sith for the foreseeable future. Hopefully Jango comes in here and the real bounty hunter, you know, experts can kind of show us all a thing or two with them. So we'll see. Hopefully it gets mixed up a little bit. And I think we will see maybe a little bit of a change once all these characters, you know, we're getting now are farmed and they're getting the 6-7 star gear and stuff. So hopefully we'll see a little more of that. Zalbar is pretty cool. I think we'll see a little bit of him.
Let me tell you right now, okay? Out of all those characters, okay, I see the chat going on right now about Jolee Bindo. Guys, Jolee is absolutely worth it. Okay, Jolee is sick. Okay, he's got the ability to revive 4 Jedi at the same time if he has to. Okay, he can revive your whole team again, and he's a healer. He calls in assist. He's a pretty tanky character. And he's got the ability to, I believe, dispel as well, right?
I'd have to look. I don't know his kid off the top of my head.
Either way, Jolee is absolutely going to be a sick raid character if he's not somebody for arena. So I think
definitely PvE oriented.
Yeah, he is a good character though, and all of those characters, okay, Mission, Zalbar, Bastila, Jolee, and T3 are all good characters. They're all going to help you out in some way. And that's kind of why I'm going for that faction. It's not just the characters are going to be leading towards Revan, or that's just my feeling about it. I think that overall, those characters are all good. I mean, I think that T3 helps the droids. I think that Mission and Zalbar have their benefits too. And I think that Bastila and Jolee are great. I think Bastila obviously kind of revitalized the Jedi as a whole thing. Yes, Cuzzo, you need to believe it, okay? Because it's the facts. And tell me a character that's better. You're telling me that I don't think Kira is better than Bastila. I don't think that's...
Ooh, I don't know. I might have to debate with you there. She's pretty good.
It's in your face right here. Where's Kira on the top 10 leaders at rank 1?
I don't know, man.
I don't see it. I don't see it. She's not in the top 10 squad members at rank 1. I'll bet you money on that, too. We're going to go there in a second. Okay, but Bastila is on there. Bastila is a meta character, okay? And her leader ability makes other characters meta. Now, I'm not saying that Kira is bad, okay? She's a good character, okay? Don't get me wrong. And I'm farming her out of the cantina right now. I am, okay? Because Kira makes sense. But I'm just saying that if I was to choose a faction that I'm going for because I feel like they'll add value in other areas of the game, she's in cantina, Zach. She's in a farmable node in cantina. If I'm going to pick a faction, I'm going for the Old Republic characters, and that's also partly because of Revan. But
I think you're right. The Old Republic 5 are the better 5. Just they're versatile. When you talk about Kira, I mean, you throw Zalbar in mission under Kira. You got 2 Jedi, and then you have a droid that is pretty universal. Unfortunately, it kind of fills the same role as some of the other droids. But you know, if you start using R2 on your Rey, you can plug in your T3 into the droid team and do just fine. The potency is nice. It gives extra damage. Defense penetration, 100% of the droid, like his or her, whatever it is, T3's defense penetration shares that with all the droids. It's a very good support character for the droid faction, if you guys like droids. So,
yep. So So that's the top 10 leaders at rank 1. There's not really a huge change from last week. Rex actually is right behind Ray Jedi Training, who is now taking a small sliver of the arena. Ray is almost out. Mother Talzin, CLS, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Rex, Ray, and Kylo Ren all taking basically a 5% stake of the arena right now, with Emperor Palpatine, Traya, and Basta Lashan pretty much covering 95% of the arena out there right now. So that's pretty sick. Bastila, probably about 10%. Palpatine, I'd say probably about 25%. And then, Traya, right now, looks like she's dominating about 60% of the pie. So pretty serious numbers there. But that's pretty much the top 10 leaders at rank 1. Not much change from last week. Let's move along to the next one here, which is the top 10 squad members at rank 1. And again, not a huge difference here. Nihilus, Darth Sion, Darth Traya is now number 3, behind Sion. So, we knew this was coming in. Thrawn, Sith Trooper, Palpatine, Enfys Nest is a big player, and Basta Lashan, again, a top squad member at rank 1. I don't see Kira anywhere. I don't see Kira on this list. I see Bastila, Grandmaster Yoda, and then General Kenobi makes his way back to the top 10 squad members. So, again, this is relatively similar to last week. Obviously, we all know the Sith are dominating, and people are now, at a high volume getting their Darth Trayas and using her as a leader in Arena, using her as a support character in Arena. And these are all the familiar faces, or the common guys around her, which is Grand Admiral Thrawn, Sion, Nihilus, Sith Trooper, Palpatine. Enfys Nest is also a dominant in Arena right now, and I was kind of surprised for the longest time that she wasn't on this list. But obviously we knew that now. That's because the list wasn't updating. So Bastila and Enfys Nest are up there. A lot of good stuff. I mean, again, these are all characters you should be going for. Whenever you're looking for, what's going on in Arena, you want to see what characters you should be farming, especially if you're a newer player to the game. Always look at the meta report and see kind of what's trending, and that makes a lot of sense. Oh, looks like we got lost again. You there, Maurice?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just typing out some of these questions.
Looks like we're coming back now.
Yeah.
Okay. We're back, guys. So, yeah. I don't know what that is. It seems like it's bouncing, on and off. But what we're going to do now is we're going to move... we're going to move on to our top 5 for the week. Okay, and this week we're doing top 5 ships. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, baby. Okay, so we've got some interesting new additions to the ships. So we figured we kind of have to revamp this list a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at number 5. Who do we have here, Maurice?
Number 5 is good old fighter pilot. He's still hanging around, still in the mix. You see him every day. People still stick to it. Very good, because you got the 2 Empire capital ships to put him under. Still, unless you're facing the bug teams, I mean, he still does dodge. Still grants turn meter to the capital ship. Has foresight, buff immunity, decent damage, good damage. Very, very fast ship. I'm not sure if it's the fastest anymore. No, definitely not the fastest, but I'm not sure exactly where it ranks in terms of speed.
Definitely one of them.
Yeah, the Silencer's cruise ship is definitely faster. I'm not sure about the Xanadu Blood and a couple of the other new ships. I'm unsure, but still probably definitely top 5, top 3 speed, which is important because you lead out with it. If it's the fastest ship on your side, it goes first. It delivers target lock, get your bigs going. So it's still a great ship. One pilot, very easy to farm pilot. Gear is not terrible on the pilot. So it's a good ship, especially for people just getting into ships. Any dark side ship that you can get relatively easily is important for the Zeta challenges, right? So it's definitely one to consider if you're just getting into ships.
Yeah, TIE Fighter, it's you know, a pretty dominant ship. It does decent damage. The lack of protection, now that it doesn't dodge quite as frequently, gives it a little bit less viability than it used to have. But it's still an awesome ship. And overall, I don't know what's up with the stream tonight.
Hey, stop! Hey, stop! Maybe stop sharing your screen on Hangouts. Maybe try that and just save yourself a little bit of a memory and stuff. I don't need to see that anymore now that we're past all that. Okay. I can just watch it live on the YouTube.
Okay. Okay. All right, so that's that. Okay, so we should be okay now. So anyway, the Imperial TIE Fighter is definitely still a meta ship. It's just, again, I think that it's not quite as meta because it's a little bit squishy now, and it doesn't dodge as well as it did before. So it's, you know, it used to dodge everything, and now it's kind of, you know, it's kind of taking a lot more damage. Now there's just better ship mechanics out there for certain ships. So if you have, you know, a Houndstooth or a Xanadu Blood, I mean, you could take out a TIE Fighter pilot, but it's still a good ship. And it's a great starter ship, especially for up-and-coming players. But that's our number 5 ship in the game right now. We're going on to our number 4 ship. And what we have here is the Xanadu Blood itself. We actually just had this ship drop this week. So we kind of wanted to, you know, discuss this since the ship is now in the game. What are your thoughts about the Xanadu Blood? I mean, what do you like about it?
Well, just like we talked about earlier, it instantly gives another breach mechanic to pair with Houndstooth, and you know this particular ship. Let me see, on a breach target, just more breach, I guess. Nothing in particular, but Houndstooth kind of feeds off the breach. Or maybe I'm missing something on the ship itself, but we just talked about TIE Fighter pilot. We see Xanadu Blood also as a target lock type ship, just very, very good. Mechanic. It can go stealth, so you have another now that can go stealth. So we have lots of ships now that can go stealth, which is nice because everyone's using Tarkin again, and Houndstooth comes in off the bench. You know, his guy has retribution, and you're just hitting it, and it's just countering back. It's just, if you're stealth, you just avoid all the retribution mechanics. Boba Fett comes in with retribution, so it's nice to avoid that mechanic altogether. And then, Bounty Hunter ally gain bonus damage equal to 10% of the target's max health against the breach enemies. That's what it is. And that could be significant. Some of these ships have very, very large health pools, and so it just shreds, kind of similar to like an exposed mechanic, I guess. Just shreds right through it, and just it'll deal the damage itself from the ship. And then you should see like a little white number that represents the 10% of the max health. Much like exposed, like when a plague, anything that deals health-based damage. Kira, we talked about earlier, she deals it on her basic, so it's almost like 2 forms of damage in 1 attack, which is just very nice. It's holding. You know, Warrior made a video about it, about this ship, and it does seem to hold very, very well in defense. So this could be a ship we're all going to see in the relatively near future on defense and TW, maybe even in your arena.
Another huge benefit is its calling ability, the you know, the enter battle ability that it has.
Oh yeah, the reinforcement. Yeah,
reinforcement ability. It inflicts defense down on all enemies and grants all scoundrel allies retribution for 2 turns. So,
and you get another breach when it comes into it. Just instantly breaches the target. I'm pretty sure. So,
right, and it has a chance to double attack. It inflicts breach, which kind of helps the Houndstooth as well. So, in combination with the Houndstooth, this ship is a super meta ship. And being that anybody at the top of the meta right now, or everybody at the top of the meta right now that's spending money on this game is running a Houndstooth, you know, having a ship like this is a nice complement to that, and kind of brings up the bounty hunters. And we're going to see more bounty hunter ships. Listen, they all have them. So, you know, Embo, Zam, all those bounty hunters will probably eventually have a ship. So, that's our number 4 ship in the game right now in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Going to move on to our number 3 ship in the game, and that's it's an old school ship. It's a TIE Advanced. It's pretty simple stuff here. Okay, the TIE Advanced is Vader's ship. The ship inflicts target lock on a basic attack. It dispels. It's really an all-around ship. It's still one of the best ships in the game. It's a ship that does decent damage, especially since the addition of the new abilities. Now that it's kind of been juiced up a little bit, the ship can attack pretty hard. So it's a great ship. And overall, I'd have to say definitely one of the easier ships to get at this point in comparison to some of the meta ships right now, being that the Xanadu Blood and, you know, the Houndstooth are kind of behind paywalls. Ships like this are the ships you should be going for if you're still beginning of the game. But why do you think the TIE Advance is so good here, Maurice?
Well, it's a lot of the reasons you just mentioned. Target lock, has a dispel, can remove turn meter, but a lot of people are using it now, and I'm seeing it on my chart as a reinforcement. The reinforcement ability, dropping all the dots, it can be useful, especially if you kind of whittle some ships down and you bring TIE Advanced in. The ships will eventually just blow up. I mean, it's just the dots will get them. And I'm seeing a lot of people. I'm actually probably going to move to it myself not too long from now. So just a great ship. It's always been a great ship. I mean, I remember when it came out in tournaments. Like, it was a brand new ship. You could get it through the tournaments, and a lot of people went nuts for it. And people that had it had a massive advantage in arena, even at 4 stars. So still a very good ship. Easy to get. And again, another dark side ship that's easily obtainable for your Zeta challenges when you start, when you first get into ships. So you'll get it early and you'll use it for quite some time. There's plenty of Empire ships to go with it for Tarkin or for Thrawn. So
you'll use it often.
Yes.
But that's our number 3 ship in the game. We're going to move on now to our number 2 ship in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And what do we have here, Maurice?
Biggs. Another oldie but goodie. It is Biggs, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Biggs. yeah, Biggs, old but goodie. Talked about earlier, TIE Fighter pilot, even TIE Advanced. I mean, that was the meta when ships, or that was the meta everybody switched to when we originally got 2.0, the patch for ships. It was Vader, it was TIE Fighter pilot, it was Biggs. You know, you get the target locks out early, Biggs taunts, keep target locking, Biggs keeps regaining protection, keeps getting taunts. Very, very good reinforcement ability off the bench. Just comes in with massive amounts of protection, automatically target locks an enemy on the other side, which means you can instantly use Biggs' assist move because the enemy's target locked. They'll call an assist. So it's a very, very good ship.
Yes. Yes. Taunts, target lock, call an assist, all the goodies. And it's a rebel ship, which really it's tough to find a lot of good rebel ships right now, being that it seems like all the really good ships at this moment are all dark side. So that gives you a benefit on the PvE side, and it's also still a passive taunt. So it's great. I mean, overall, big protect your allies, and on top of that, deal some damage while calling in assist to a target locked enemy. So he's a great addition to a team that constantly inflicts target lock. So he works with the Empire. He works with the Rebels. He's just a great all-around character for ships. So Biggs Darklighters X-Wing is our number 2 ship in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So now on to our number 1. This should be no surprise. It is Houndstooth. So the Houndstooth actually kind of changed the meta in ships coming into the game. It's been a while since we've seen any kind of shift in the meta, besides obviously the change to 2.0 and the reinforcement abilities and all those additions that have been made. We haven't seen a new ship come into the game that's kind of skyrocketed to the front of the meta, and the Houndstooth has done that. What do you like about the Houndstooth, Maurice?
Well, the Houndstooth, basically, if you hit it and it's taunting, it gets 25% protection up, stacks for 2 turns. When it's not taunting, it's got a tenacity boost and gets turn meter whenever you hit another ally. It's got a breach, it has a taunt. And also, it does, if you invest the Omegas in it, the ship Omegas, when it loses its taunt, it gains taunt for 1 turn if an enemy is breached. So the chances are, if you come in, you breach the enemy, it comes with a taunt. It's basically like old Bane Zeta, is what this Omega is, kind of. And it's for, if you start the match with the Houndstooth and you take your turn and you taunt, they can't just immediately dispel it with, a TIE Reaper, or if you're using a Ahsoka Tano ship for some reason, you can't just dispel it. If you dispel it, it comes right back. So it does kind of waste the AI's turns in that regard. It's a very, very good ship. It's really difficult to take down, and it's difficult to take down 3 and 4 star. So can't even imagine how tough it's going to be here in 3-4 months, 5 months, whenever we get access to the ship. When it's 7 star, it's got a 2 Zeta pilot, much like Crew. Just a great ship. The reinforcement ability isn't that fantastic, but when you bring it in off the bench, you can immediately taunt with it. So that's nice, opposed to just starting the match and letting Houndstooth just sit there and let all the other ships take a turn, and then it gets to.
Okay. There we go. Okay, we're back. All right, so the Houndstooth, guys, Houndstooth has tons of viability.
Even if I know the vast majority of us have it at 3 star. There's a few, 4 star, and then there's a few guys went all in. But if you do not have it,
Come on, I'm just gonna keep going.
All right.
All right, so that's our number 1 ship, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We're going to move on to the honorable mention.
We only got about 3 questions, man. If you need to wrap it up, I mean, we can fire those off pretty quick if you want.
No, we're doing okay. So we're back. We're back now. But yeah, basically that's the deal with the Phantom 2. Sorry, guys, we're having some difficulties here with the internet, but overall the Phantom 2 is a fantastic reinforcement ship. Being able to reduce the cooldowns of the capital ship. Any ship that affects the capital ship in any way is going to be a meta ship. And that's why this is a top tier ship right here. So why did you pick the ship here? Because I didn't put it here. It was Maurice that picked this one.
Well, this ship is phenomenal off the bench. You could even start with Ghost in your lineup, bring Phantom in as your first reserve, and then you get the benefits for the Ghost as well. But when you bring it off the bench, it's pretty versatile. You got one of 2 options. You can come in and do like a big damage attack with a chance to give your whole team crit chance up. Or you could come in and use the target lock move. And you have Biggs in your lineup. You can come in off the bench, use a target lock, give Biggs a little more protection, apply his taunt again. So it's a very versatile ship. Comes in stealth, another stealth ship. I really like the stealth ships, just to avoid all the retribution. He mentioned Chopper is why I picked it, but Chopper actually has the least appealing ability in this one to me. It's a very expensive ship. You do have to gear up Sabine, Ezra, but those are 2 of the best Phoenix. They are the 2 best Phoenix probably, and then also Chopper. It takes a lot of ship ability materials, but you don't really need the ship ability materials outside of the reinforcement. You do need the reinforcement maxed, but outside of that, you don't really need those Omegas like you do on some of these other ships. It's helpful, but it functions perfectly fine with no Omegas invested in it at all. I use it every day. I don't think I have any Omegas on it. I do not. All the abilities are level 6. I love the ship. It's
I know you love the shit, Maurice. You love
Well,
everything
I
that has
believe,
to do with Chopper.
but it's been a
just
while.
big,
But I
you're just
believe
a
you
big
have to
Chopper
have the
fan.
ship for the Chimera. Yes, this is a required ship for
Yeah.
Chimera.
Yes, it is.
So you're gonna need it. So if you need it, go ahead and put the reinforcement abilities into it. You won't be disappointed. It is definitely one of the best reinforcements, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
But that's the top 5 ships, guys, in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, courtesy of the Alliance. Good old Maurice and I. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please leave a like on the video, and if you haven't subscribed, smash it. So we're gonna go on to some more gameplay here. So you're gonna get to see me and Maurice's pretty faces again here now, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do some more arena battles. So again, if you guys have any requests or any questions that you'd like to have asked on the stream, now is the time. We're gonna be doing the Q&A segment of the stream now. I know Maurice has a few questions lined up for us, and then we'll get into some arena matches here. So what's the first question that you have for us, Maurice?
Comes from my fellow Browns fan, Tom L.
Oh no.
If Jolie is in the picture, who's your team? Like what? Okay, you gave Jolie a lot of praise earlier. What is the ideal team for Jolie? What's the best team, including him?
In arena?
Just overall, I guess. Okay. We'll go with arena.
Okay, the best team for Jolie Bindo is a Bastila team. So I would go ahead and substitute Jolie for a tank. So in my opinion, I would take out, if you're going to throw Jolie in there, I would take out Kenobi. So I would say Bastila lead, Ezra Bridger, I'd say Grandmaster Yoda, I'd say Jolie Bindo, and Hermit Yoda. That's just my opinion.
The only unfortunate part with Jolie, I like Jolie a lot, but to get the most out of Jolie, you are going to need the Zeta on. You'll need a double Zeta Hermit Yoda. You will want a Zeta that other, the move that refreshes his cooldowns when an ally dies, because that way an ally dies, it's going to be a Jedi. Hermit Yoda will get his cooldowns refreshed, and then you bring in Jolie. You'll need a Zeta on him too to revive that Jedi as well. It's kind of like that old school trick people were using when the Sith Raid first came out. They'd use Hermit Yoda and Scarecrow Pathfinder in P2. Scarecrow Pathfinder would die, but because he was buffed, he'd pop back up. Hermit Yoda gets cooldowns refreshed. You can just instantly put the assist move back on Scarecrow Pathfinder to keep him buffed. Call an AOE assist. It's a good tactic. I've been fooling around with it. It just doesn't. I'm not real Jedi savvy, so I'm not real polished with that faction. But it's gonna have a use. And who knows, if we get a legendary event, you're gonna need Jolie. So, again, I don't know. Good character.
This would be.
I'm waiting on you to tell me how to use them best. I don't know.
I'm gonna give you the team right here. We're gonna go ahead and just use it. Okay. So what I'm gonna tell you is use Jolie lead. I'm sorry, not Jolie lead. Bastila lead with Jolie, Grandmaster Yoda, Ezra Bridger, and Hermit Yoda. And we're going to go in against the bounty hunters here and see what happens. I'm telling you, we're going to be doing this here. So, first things first, I'm going to go in and reduce Jango's turn meter here. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Let me get the next question lined up. I got another one here. That's a good one. All right. Let's see. Nathaniel Miller. This question is for you, Ramon. Have you found a use for the Bodhi Zeta?
I don't want to talk about Bodhi Zeta. Okay. It's a difficult thing to find a use for. It's not average. Okay? It's not average. He's above average. Okay? He's actually on the borderline of being amazing. Alright? No, I have not found a use yet for the Bodhi Zeta, and I struggle to even think about what the possible uses for the Bodhi Zeta are. You know, being able to give offense up to a random ally that doesn't have it. Really, you know, you know, that's I've seen Omega. There's Omega abilities that are better than that. I would say, for sure, actually. So
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
So I really can't think.
Probably
of
all of them. Geozocean Soldier getting 5% damage. Yeah, let me get that Omega over that Zeta.
Yeah, I have to say that's probably the case. So it's yeah, there's never going to be a benefit to that, but you know, we'll try, and I'll probably tell you that I found one day and that, you know, it was worth it. But you know what? That day that Bodhi Rook gets this Bodhi rework, I'll be the one that's ready.
Be a step ahead of the game.
I'll be the only one that's ready.
All right. Next question, Zachary Robinson. Are you guys hyped for the Bounty Hunter event, and what do you think we could expect from it? I'm assuming he's talking... I'm not sure if he's talking about the Jango event. That's going to be your typical marquee event. You'll get a character. You'll probably get tons and tons of blue mods. But there is a new part to it. I'm not really sure how it works. I guess we'll see in 3 days. Because, you know, you click on the event itself, and it does show some other materials that you can get from it now. I'm assuming you still get the 3-star character. I'm not sure if you get any extra shards out of that. I do not know. But yeah, like if you click on the event, it shows the blue mods, it shows Jango, some purple ability mats, and a whole bunch of mod slicing components, which is nice. It's good to see them slowly giving us more ways to obtain those. So that'd be nice. If it's the other event, the Smuggler's Run event here that you're talking about, I honestly have no idea what this is going to be. Like, I have no idea. I don't know if it's going to be like a credit heist, maybe for mod stuff, and that could be it. I don't know if it's going to be like another assault battle. I really don't know what it's going to be. But it's cool. I'm looking forward to that one, because I actually, and some of the characters, let me see which ones you can use. All the new characters, I think you can use the old Raid Han. You can use the veterans, Veteran Han and Veteran Chewie, who the majority of people probably already have for their Jedi training race. So that's 3 characters right there that you probably already have developed. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, it doesn't show which characters you really need, but yeah, I guess anybody with a smuggler tag. I forgot they added that entire. It's like a new faction now, so that's something else. Let me see what we got. Yeah, we got all 5 of the Han characters, Nest, and then you have. Yeah, Veteran Han, Veteran Chewie, and Raid Han Solo. So, young Han Solo should be a relatively easy character to get the 7-star for you, and then the rest probably going to be Kira or L3, probably be your 5th. The rest are going to be really long grinds. You're probably not going to have time to finish them before this event goes live, whenever it is.
So if you're trying to think about characters that are going to be in the meta, so not characters in the meta, but characters that are going to be the characters you need to Chewbacca, right? If let's say Chewbacca ends up being the legendary event, what characters do you think we're going to need to have for Chewie? And this is something that I'm thinking, because you know, they make a good point, right? I mean, ultimately, if we do get, let's say, another version of Luke, Return of the Jedi Luke, we'll probably need Chewbacca. We'll probably need, you know, Han Solo. We'll probably need C-3PO. Maybe R2-D2. And maybe, you know, it's probably not going to be Old Ben. It'll probably be somebody like either a different version of Lando or, I mean, I don't know. I mean, but to get Chewie, I think you would need I think you would need Han, or like Raid Han. I think you'd probably need R2. I think you'd probably need... What characters am I missing here that you think we would need? I think CLS.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you needed Farm Boy to get CL. Yeah, yeah, probably so. Probably so.
But what do you think about to get Chewie? Like, who do you think we need for Chewie?
Oh, dude, I have no idea. You'd imagine it'd be... I mean, like, I don't know. It's like... I mean, that... The young Han Solo characters don't really make sense. I mean, just... I don't know. It's...
Well, he's also a scoundrel. So there's a chance, you know, that getting Chewie you may need scoundrels to get Chewie. So maybe some of those scoundrels are what you need. I mean, that could be the way to go. But I have a feeling it's going to be... See, I want to say it's going to be like R2, Luke, Leia, but they know that we have those characters already, right? And those are also older characters in the game. I don't see that being... There's going to be a lot of people that have these characters already prepared. They're going to want to throw in a character that you have to farm fast, so there's some sort of financial benefit to it. So I think it'll probably be either all bounty hunters, which... I don't know, because he wasn't a bounty hunter, but he definitely was a scoundrel. So you may need to have all scoundrels, and maybe specifically certain scoundrels that you need. Like, for example, Kira. You may need to farm, maybe one of these newer characters, maybe Emphy's Nest, 7 stars. Who knows? But I think that there's going to be some sort of a quick rush to get whatever character they end up, requesting that we have. So, I don't know. I'm trying to brainstorm here and think about what the characters could possibly be, and I can't really think of the 5 for Chewie. I know it would be, of course, Raid Han. I think CLS. I mean, could it be...
Well, I mean, you just, given the history of the game, you have to assume there's going to be some sort of panic farm. You know, like, I don't think they're going to give us any sort of legendary or hero's journey where all 5 characters are, older characters. I think there could be a character we don't even have in the game yet, perhaps. Maybe another character or 2 are coming that we'll need for him. I don't know. I find it very hard to believe they'll just, basically a gimme. Like, every legendary heroic event, with the exception of maybe BB-8, has in Grandmaster Yoda. But the majority of them have some sort of panic farm on their first release. Like Thrawn, everyone's just scrambling to get Phoenix.
Well, Grandmaster Yoda had his panic farms too. I mean, they were selling the Jedi packs,
yes.
Yeah. But I mean, I would say this. Okay, this is my guess. I would say Raid Han, Rolo, Rebel Leia Organa.
That's a good, because she was the character of the month, so that's a good guess.
I'd say Rolo, Han. I'd say R2-D2. I'd say CLS, and then as a 5th, I would say a character that's not in the game yet, possibly C-3PO.
Yeah. Could be. Could be this character that they are teasing in the picture. The new picture that's on the forums.
It's kind of weird, the tease, because it's like, I don't know, it definitely leads itself for you to think that it's Forlom, but it's not. So, I don't know. It'd be funny if it just was Forlom anyway. Even though it said not Forlom, like it just was. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, either way, I think that the majority of the characters we're going to have, it's going to be just like a one new character, and that may be the legendary character. I mean, but if not, then it's going to be some. It's not going to be the First Order. It's not going to be Snoke. I don't think the first legendary that we're getting is going to be Revan. You know, it's going to be something else. So it's going to be either bounty hunters or scoundrel related, at the very least, for sure. I mean, there's no way that they just released like a whole slew of scoundrels all this time for us to not have to panic farm them. And I think that that's part of the deal. I mean, they, you know, Aura Singh, some of these characters may be required. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see.
Yeah, Cuzzo said it's confirmed, not Forlom. I haven't really been keeping up with it too much. I did watch Arnold's video.
Well, that was that was the puzzle that they
Yes. I saw the completed puzzle that the community put together in about 8 minutes. That was pretty impressive. They put that thing together quick.
It's crazy.
I looked at it and instantly gave up. So I'm glad some members of the community are real resourceful. We'll see. I don't really think we need any more bounty hunters now. We got 10, so hopefully it's something else. We'll see. But we do have a couple questions kind of on the same topic. Hans Omar von Harold Duarte, for the new Smugglers event, who should he use? Like kind of touched on it, you want to use your Raid Han and your vets you probably have working on or at 7-star already. So you probably want to use those 3. And then Young Han, and then either Kira or L3 are going to be your easiest. Kira is good choice because she's a very universal scoundrel leader. And it applies to scoundrels, it applies to bounty hunters, so she'll always come in handy. Real universal type character that you can use all over the place. And then Young Han, he's got some uses. You can solo the tank raid with Young Han now if you don't want to run that Wampinator team. You can. He works okay on TW defense with the Kira and the Wookiees, and I think it's Barris or L3. So he does have a few uses. The other characters like Lando. Lando's going to be too hard to obtain. You can go ahead and discount him, and then obviously you're not going to have enough time to farm both out of Cantina. But just pick one out of Cantina, roll with it. Both characters are very good, L3 and Kira. And then Nathaniel Morgan asks, my vets are level 72 gear 8. Am I going to have to put resources in them for the smuggler event? Well, probably.
I would say a little bit, yeah. I mean, you could... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, just kind of maybe look at what they need to get up. It's going to be a whole bunch of Carbonis. I'm pretty sure if I remember. And just get them up there. Just save the gear. If you can't beat it, put your arena mods on. If you still can't beat it, then you might want to take them up a level and just go up the bare minimum. Because those characters, while they have a little more utility now under Kira, they're not top tier characters at all.
Yeah, the good news is it's not going to be one try and you die. That's it. You know, so you'll be able to, you know, kind of go through it the first time and then see, you know, how much gear you need to invest and then make a decision at that point. I mean, I don't think you're going to be really behind too much of a, you know, just farm the gear up now so you have it, you know, if you're missing any pieces to get them to the next level. But ultimately, you know, I don't think you're going to need it to be too high level to defeat the challenge. I think to defeat the highest tier of the challenge, you'll probably have to get them to a minimum of gear, I think gear 10 or 11.
You also got to see what the rewards are. Like, if
Right.
we go in here, are 300 Carbonis and 200 Stun Cuffs and a couple raid pieces, are they really worth a handful of mod salvage, like mod slicing components? Probably not. So, I mean, if you can beat the first couple tiers and you want to save your Carbonis and you don't get maybe, you know, 20 to what, just a package of mod salvage, it all depends. Maybe the final tier includes some Zetas. I guess we'll just have to see. It doesn't. I don't think it shows really exactly how it's going to be. I don't know anything about the event, to be honest. I just know there's a picture in the game. So we'll see. I don't think it's worth stressing out and panic farming over. I don't think the rewards are going to be that impressive. Like, you're not going to get full Gear 12 plus pieces out of it. You know, like it's...
No, it's probably not going to be that cool. Wow,
Yeah.
this team totally destroyed me. Maybe this is the team I should be running on offense.
What's cool, I mean, what's so cool about Jango is that you mentioned earlier the speed lead. You probably want to get Aura Singh out of there, but the speed lead's cool because Bosk is super fast tank, so you can get his taunt up quick. I mean, you could throw Nest in there, and whatever speed your Nest is, it's now 30 speed faster. So she's going, removing the turn meter. Dengar is slow, but as you can see here, he just refuses to go down. So it's I don't know. Again, we've had very little testing with these characters. You guys will figure it out when you get them, you bounty hunter guys, and I'll look forward to seeing what you guys put together. I think that's it for the scoundrel questions. We got one more here that I have question.
Hey, Visigret.
Okay, let's see. Stonewall. On your personal accounts, how are you taking your pilots?
Oh my goodness.
Mods. Okay, basically asking on our real accounts, are we focusing on 6E mods for our pilots?
On our personal accounts, are we focusing on 6E mods or pilots? Actually, neither for me. I'm really just kind of focusing on... I mean, yeah, I'm focusing on mods, but I'm saying, like, I'm really more focusing on getting characters ready for upcoming things. So, I don't know, I feel like I'm mainly allocating my resources towards, like, farming characters like Bastila and things like that, and just trying to be prepared for the next meta. Because right now, I mean, I'm pretty prepared for the current meta. You know, I have a 6-star Treya. I have, maxed out Sith and, Sith Trooper, Nihilus, Scion. So, I mean, I am good right now. Like, I can win all my arena battles that I need to, and that's not a problem. That's really the most important thing. But the next meta I want to be prepared for. And, so what you got to do is kind of roll the dice a little bit and, hope that, you can kind of be a little Nostradamus about it and get a good idea of what direction the meta's heading in. And I think that I'm putting my eggs in that Old Republic basket to be a big deal, because whatever legendary character this is, I don't think they're going to allow the bounty hunters to be the dominant faction in a Star Wars game at any point. I think that if they're going to make a meta shift from Darth Treya, it's going to either be to Jedi or maybe to Separatists, maybe back to Rebels, but I don't think we're going to ever see a point where where teams like that are going to be Treya level good in this game. So I think the next meta will probably be, like, if they ever release Revan, which they are going to at some point. Whenever they do release Revan, or whenever they do release Malik, they will definitely be meta defining, without a doubt. They're not going to put those characters in the game and just have them be kind of background characters. Those are going to be characters that are going to immediately step in and make an impact.
In terms of the 6E mods for your pilots, I haven't done any mods specifically for the pilots, but what you can do is you can work on your arena team, take your best mods up to 6E. Granted, you've kind of looked at all your mods and determined which ones are your very best mods. Take those up to 6E, put them on your arena team, and what you can do is utilize those mod loadouts, and then you can use the ones on your arena team and just assign the mod loadout to your pilots if you needed to climb. Earl's just said it in the chat. It seems like, for the most part, 2 mods at 6E do increase your ship's speed by 1, and that can be a huge factor. Like we talked about TIE Fighter Pilot earlier. If your TIE Fighter Pilot is 1 speed faster than the other one, instead of a coin flip as to which TIE Fighter Pilot goes first, you'll go first 100% of the time. So that is important. Thrawn is if you're using Thrawn's capital ship, he's a very, very good investment, because you'll probably, he has arena use, raid use, and then he's a capital ship. So, and again, if your Thrawn is quicker than the other Thrawn, that means you get to use all your abilities first. So it does make a small difference, and every little small difference, especially in ships, can be the difference between winning and losing. You can win more consistently for sure, if nothing else. It's something to think about. I don't know if I'm gonna dump, just look for mods like specifically for Geonosian Spy or Sunfac yet. I haven't, I've only got a handful of 6Es, but we're eventually all gonna get there. So there are guys on my fleet shard that do have the 6E mods on their Tarkins, on their Geonosian Soldier especially. He does hit a good bit, because it's not only the speed that goes up, it's the offense, it's the health, it's everything goes up. So I mean, you can tell a significant difference.
Yeah, probably the best investment you can make right now is investing in a 30-speed arrow mod in Arena right off the bat. I mean, because that immediately you're getting, an increase in speed. You're getting an increase in some valuable statistics, and you want to start to focus on speed first. So I mean, again, when you're getting a mod that doesn't have a speed secondary yet, it's a roll of the dice. If you're getting a mod that has a speed secondary, it's a roll of the dice. I mean, ultimately, it's always a roll of the dice as to where the speed's going to go up. But with an arrow mod in the corner, I mean, your speed's going to go up a little bit, and it's going to complement your set. And then on top of that, the secondary statistics there are also going to go up quite a bit. And ultimately, I mean, you really can't go wrong with leveling up a 30-speed arrow mod. So to level 6. So that's
it's the safe play for sure. Yeah. It's very safe because you're always going to need the speed arrows, and it was kind of shocking. Like, I've spent a lot of time the past 2 years, getting the purple mods, the gold mods, but it's kind of cool to see when the mod patch came out how many speed arrows and crit damage triangles I had that actually were like just the clear, tier E they are, the white mods. It's interesting to see how many of those I had floating around. So that was kind of cool.
Why do I have potency sets on Han Solo? That doesn't make any sense. I must have been, I don't know. I must have been having a good time that night. I don't know what to tell you. There's no excuse. But, yeah.
We could do another hour discussion on mods and stuff.
Yeah, that's for sure. But do we have any more questions?
That is about it that I gathered. If I missed some questions, guys, I do miss those from time to time. I apologize. Just drop them in Remon's Discord, and we can always answer them next week or respond to them in the chat itself. So,
yes. But I'm glad that all you guys stuck it out with us here tonight. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream here. I appreciate everybody chilling. It's now 1:30 in the morning. I now can go to bed and start crying about my Giants. So if you guys want to check out our content during the week, definitely go check out Maurice at Operation Metaverse. He'll be streaming, I believe, on Thursday nights now.
Tuesdays at 9. 9:30, I believe. We moved it to 9:30.
Yeah, okay, so 9:30 on Tuesdays. She said Thursdays the other day on Jedi Academy. And we'll be, me and Team Money and possibly Maurice will be on Jedi Academy next Saturday, so come check us out there. It's Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, we'll be back next Sunday at midnight, and we'll be ready to party with hopefully any new updates that come out over the next couple of days. I will have a new mic, so you guys are going to get to check out some ill sounds. I got it already set up here and everything, so we're going to have a new mic set up and all that stuff. I have a new soundboard that I got too, so the sound quality should take a little tick up, which should make it pretty cool, and I'll be able to control and condense me and Maurice's sounds too, so we can have some fun with that on the next live show, and I'll try out some different voices for you guys and see if you like a specific one. But again, I appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Go check out thealliancegaming.com. They're regularly posting content up there now from the Alliance. If you're a member of the Alliance and you're creating content, you're also welcome to post content there as well. So definitely reach out to either Maurice or I or Effian from the World Alliance, and he will help you post that content on there. If you're looking to just join me and Maurice for a conversation, or you just want to reach out to me directly, I do have a Discord. The link is in the description to this particular video, so you can follow that link into my Discord channel and come party with the rest of us there. I also have an Ask Ramon section, Ask Ramon section, where you can go in there and ask questions. And I'm still going to make that video for you guys, I promise. So that's coming soon. And expect some content here during the week, as I'm sure there'll be some interesting additions, especially the upcoming Jango Fett event. I will try to get that done and possibly do some playthrough as they're adding some tiers. I think it's going to be like a marquee plus, or whatever they decided to call it. So we'll get to do that for you guys too. But do you have anything to add, Maurice?
No, man, you pretty much covered all of it. Thanks everyone for sticking through the tech issues.
Yes.
So that was...
Yes, I'm sorry about that, guys, and I will work on that. But again, it seems to be good now. I appreciate everybody hanging out. May the Force be with you guys, and we will see you next week on Sunday night. Later.